friends, my name is Satyam and today I'm going to teach you why we are getting this proxy error inside the Redux. Like most of the time whenever users are like wanted to print their state in the beginning, they wanted to check whether what's there in that state, how it's looking, and sometimes they wanted to compare the state and wanted to start. And sometimes what happens is like people used to like print up their state and wanted to check how the state is looking. Like the same way I had printed it up, console.log state.geo and state.cart. Basically here I'm printing one string and I want to see my array, basically how my array looks. So I just printed it up. I don't know that like how it will behave. I'm just like thinking like normally I just printed it up. I wanted to just check what's happening next. So what happened is like I want to check like how much basically cart is looking and this geo string is looking. So I just printed it up and then I'll proceed. People used to do like that basically. So then thereafter what happens is like they used to land upon this error, that is proxy array error. And they were like, why it's coming? It's like simply I'm just printing it up, why I'm getting this error. You can get the value of string. Like there is a value of string, I had given it like spaces. So here are like you can see the spaces. So what happened is like there is a this particular error will reproduce whenever we have array or object. I'll give you an example also. Okay, here I printed like side by side. I'll let me print it in a different manner. Okay, one is geo, and then I'll land it up. Then I'll print something like console. Okay, dot log. I want to print it up. State dot cart. Okay, now you'll see we will be having two console.logs. One will be a blank that is representing its state.geo, and one will be like a proxy error which is represented by this state.cart. Let me remove this up. Okay, one is a blank. You can see that. So like a string is getting printed up, but what happens is like the array is getting this error message. This is not an error. This is proxy array basically. And what happened is like we can get the value of this proxy array. We are getting basically this proxy error as well as this. Inside this you can see this is a blank column. This blank column is representing what? It's representing our state.geo, that is like a string. Okay, I'll put one more thing over here. I'll put directly a num. Okay, this num is representing 50. Okay, if you are having a field in your store initial state basically which is representing a number, you can print it up. I'll show you that also. Console.log and I'm putting a num. You'll directly get the value of this. Okay, okay, I'll put state.num. Sorry, my bad. State.num. You can get the value of this number. I'll show you how. Okay, basically you know like how you are getting the value of this number. Basically what happened is like here, if you wanted to print in initial, if you want to print a number or a string, you can directly you can print it up and you won't get any error messages. Okay, in starting you can print number or string, but if I'll put your object, okay, I'm just putting your object, I'm putting one more thing, that is like obj, and this is representing an object. So what happened is like and I'll put some value also inside it. Let's put okay, let me put a pple, and this is representing 50. Okay, this object is having one key, that is apple, and this which is representing a number, that is delete. I want to print this object also. So what happens is like initially I'll show you for number as well as for the string, you won't get any error message. Okay, let me quickly do console.log and I'll put obj also, obj in between at last. Okay, yeah, so what happened is like quickly adjust console.log, state.cart, state.num, and state.geo and state.object. Now I'll show you how it looks like. Okay. Okay, it looks like something like, okay, let me click on this button. It's look like you can see the proxy array, you can see proxy object, as well as you can see the number and the string. So conclusion is like number and string, what happened is like you can directly get the value, okay, while doing console.log. But what happened is like only for proxy array and proxy object, you will particularly receive this proxy array and proxy object issues. Okay, so you couldn't able to read the value. So sometimes what happens is like people used to think like if I'm getting this kind of value, how I'll manipulate with these two arrays and object. Now what happens is like I'll let you know the way how you'll get the value of this array and the object. Okay, using first of all the current method. This current method is helpful. Basically this current method is coming from Redux toolkit. So with the help of Redux toolkit you can get the value of the state.cart. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, let me show you state.cart. Okay, if I'm clicking on a, you got the value of the array. Awesome, right? And there is one more method. If you're not using Redux toolkit, you can get the value, because sometimes I also observe like normally also people used to face these issues. So what happened is like they got confused. So I'll just let you know the method, that method also, from where you can get the value from the proxy array, that is json.stringify. Then what happen is like you put a one second, not json.stringify. First we need to do a pass. Okay, Then we need to do json.stringify. Now what you'll do is like you'll put state.card. Oh, I'm putting over here. Why I'm putting over here? Okay, control V. Yeah. Okay, now I'll show you. I'll get two times the value of state.card. Okay, yeah, I did it twice. Okay, fine. So you can see side by side, you can see I got the value of array through two methods. This method is only applicable for Redux Toolkit. As you can see this is current is coming from Redux Toolkit, and this method is applicable everywhere because these two are JavaScript components. Okay, these two sparse and stringify we used to use in JavaScript also. So I'm sure that you can get the value of proxy array in anywhere like in JavaScript with the help of these two things, json.parse and json.stringify. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now what happened is like if you want to get the value of this object, so you can get the value of this object through current, because here we got proxy object error. Okay. So what happened is like from current you can get the value of this object also. I'll show you how. Yeah, like we had applied that you can only you can already see how. Yeah, you got the value of apple also like with the help of current. Now I'll try. Now you can use json.stringify also to get the value. I'm just copying it up for saving our time. Yeah. Okay. Both the places you got the value. This method json.stringify, json.parse, json.stringify is useful because these two parse and stringify you are using everywhere in JavaScript. So I am sure, like 90, 100% that you can use this JSON.parse and JSON.stringify at any place to get the value from the proxy array or proxy object. I'm sure because this JSON.parse and JSON.stringify is everywhere in JavaScript as well as in React. But if you face any difficulties, please let me know in comments. Overall I'm using JSON.parse and stringify everywhere. That's why I'm giving this statement. But if you find it's not working at some places, just let me know. I'll just look on that also. This because as what happened is like I got the I just use this method inside React only. As of now I didn't use it normally in JavaScript because I particularly faced this error message inside React only as of now, so I tried this method inside React. But based on my understanding and my knowledge, we can see parse and stringify we are using everywhere in JavaScript. And so I'm sure that you can get the value of proxy array or an object with the help of parse and stringify anywhere, like all the places, because these two are JavaScript components, so you can use it at any place. Okay, but this particular current will be applicable till Redux only, and that too in Redux toolkit only.